6 life, that is quite a bit. I'll get down Starting Town, and I am just going to gain 3 life to draw another land. We could play Ugin, and then we could exile 2 things from the opponent. We would lose 7 life from that, but then we can at least draw a card, gain 3 life, so lose 7, so we're losing 4 essentially. I think we will do that. Yes, I'm sure. So we will go ahead and exile these 7 cards from our graveyard. So we essentially get to cast Ugin for free. There's 2 of these exile effects on the stack. So yeah, we'll get rid of Windcrag Siege and this card right here. Opponent doesn't really have too much. I don't really think they can answer Teval super easily. Just plays a land, so we know he doesn't have anything. So 2 lands in hand, or sorry, not 2 lands, but a land and this card right here. Go ahead and gain 6 life from this, 3 from the first Ancient Cornucopia and 3 from the other one. And then we actually have 7 cards in graveyard, so let's absolutely go get rid of these. 7, and that is a Sire of 7 deaths that we just cast for free. Of course, we do lose 7 life, so we're down to 9, but he just gets 1 card draw for turn. And really, I mean, his best top deck would be a Screaming Nemesis, but we've already seen 2 of them. And I mean, yeah, this is 13 damage, all of its lifelink right there. Hey there, neighbor. Welcome to another MTG Arena Standard video. Today, we are looking at Teval, Arbiter of Virtue for 5 mana. This legendary Spirit Dragon comes down. He's a 6/6. He has flying and lifelink, so overall, pretty good stats. And he has the text that says spells we cast have Delve, and whenever you cast a spell, you do lose life equal to its mana value. And for those of you guys that don't know, Delve, really good mechanic. We can see right there, Delve. Each card that we exile from our graveyard can help reduce the cost of casting a spell by 1 generic mana. So we play some really big top ends that are fully colorless. So for instance, the Extinguisher Battleship for 8 generic mana or colorless mana, whatever you want to call it. If we have 8 cards in our graveyard, can use those cards to discount this until it's essentially free. You can end up paying 0 mana for some of these cards. So yeah, Extinguisher Battleship deals 4 damage to each creature on the battlefield, and then you get to destroy a non-creature permanent, so you can also destroy the opponent's lands this way, which is pretty funny. And then, of course, one of the best colorless cards we have in Standard right now is Ugin, Eye of the Storms, 7 mana Planeswalker. And again, if we have 7 cards in our graveyard and Teval on the battlefield, we can cast an Ugin for free, which is really nice. And then we do have 1 copy of Sire of 7 deaths for 7 mana. We get this Eldrazi creature that has a bunch of word soup on him. Really good creature as well. And we do have to remember that we are losing life equal to their mana value. So when we play any of these cards, we're losing 7 or 8 life, which is quite a bit, but that's where the lifelink on Teval can help quite a bit. And since we do want a lot of cards in our graveyard, we have a little bit of mill synergy in our deck as well. So for instance, the Blossoming Tortoise for 4 mana, when he enters, we get to mill 3 cards, and then we can return a land card from our graveyard onto the battlefield tapped. So it does also help us ramp a little bit. We have Awaken the Honored Dead. This enchantment, we can actually see he has Teval in the background as well. Really cool enchantment. When it enters, we get to destroy a non-land permanent. And then chapter 2 says, again, we get to mill 3 cards. So that's another way that we can get some cards in our graveyard. And then finally, as chapter 3 says, we may discard a card from our hand. And when we do that, we get to return target creature or land from our graveyard back into our hand as well. So that could be a way that we can, if we do happen to mill out Teval, maybe the opponent even removes Teval and he's in our graveyard, then with the chapter 3 of Awaken the Honored Dead, can eventually get Teval back into our hand. And then Bitter Triumph, really good removal card, because as an additional cost to cast this spell, we need to pay 3 life or discard a card. So another good way of adding some cards into the graveyard. Shoot the Sheriff, just overall really good removal card in Standard right now as well. And then finally over here in the 6 mana slot, because you can pay 2 colorless, 2 colorless, and 2 colorless again for 6 mana total, but we are playing in the colors of black, green, and blue, so we can probably play it for 3 mana, so we'll go ahead and put it in the 3 mana slot. Look at the top 4 cards of your library, 2 of them go into your hand, and 2 of them into your graveyard. So another way to fill up the graveyard there as well. And then rounding out the deck, we have Ancient Cornucopia for 3 mana. This artifact enters, can tap it to add 1 mana of any color, so a little bit of ramp right there. And whenever we cast a spell, we gain life equal to however many colors are present in that spell. That does only trigger once each turn, but with the exception of some of these removal cards, we would gain 1 life. With these colorless cards, we gain 0 life, of course, but then with Teval, Awaken the Honor Dead, and Rakshasa's Bargain, we would gain 3 life because they have 3 colors in their color cost, which is really nice as well. And then, yeah, Deadly Cover-Up just as a mass board wipe. And then finally, I really do like this Dragonfire Blade. I'm trying to fit it in a few decks that I've been playing recently. I think, in my opinion, its stonks are up. But yeah, Dragonfire Blade for 1 colorless mana. It comes down as an equipment, and then we have to pay 4 to equip this to a creature, but we can reduce its cost by 1 generic mana less for each color in the creature's color identity. So Teval is primarily who we do want to attach it to, and he has 3 colors in his color identity, so we can reduce the equip cost by 3. So then it only costs 1 mana to attach the Dragonfire Blade to Teval, and we can see from the text the equipped creature gets +2/+2, which is really nice because he does have lifelink, so then we go up to an 8/8 flying creature, which is really good stat-wise. And then the part that I just really like about Dragonfire Blade is the second part right there, is that we have protection from monocolored spells, and so many of the best removal spells in Standard right now. I'm looking at you, Bitter Triumph. We're looking at Shoot the Sheriff. In mono white, of course, there is Get Lost. I think those are the best ones in those colors I can think of. Green doesn't have a ton of removal. They do, of course, have some targeted fight spells. Blue, of course, has a lot of those bounce spells into the Flood Maw, for instance, or Bounce Off. So that saves us from all of those effects, which is just so nice. Of course, white has a few enchantments that can exile your permanents. Sheltered by Goats, for instance, targets a creature that is mono white. So yeah, Dragonfire Blade does give you protection from all of those things, which is really nice. Of course, it doesn't give you indestructible, so if the opponent does play a board wipe, we still lose the creature as well. But yeah, that's the deck that we're running with today. Let's go ahead, see if we can get Teval out, and then delve. Alright guys, we get to go first. 2 lands. I mean, if we do hit our 3rd land drop, we can go into Awaken the Honor Dead, and hopefully eventually the Blossoming Tortoise as well. So we'll go ahead and keep this one. We can go ahead and get down the Breeding Pool on turn 1. We don't need to shock it in. It can enter tap, which is fine. We also have Teval in our opening hand. He is, of course, the star of the show. Dragonfire Blade, really nice pickup right there. Now we just need to hope we can hit our land drops, which I see is a 46% chance to do that right now, so it should be pretty good. But, of course, Arena might be having one of those days, but hopefully we can battle through it. Looks like Boros colors, so it could, of course, be Boros tokens, but they usually play some cheap creatures out pretty early, definitely on turn 1, turn 2 as well, so interested to see what the opponent is playing. And again, they just pass. We do hit our 3rd land drop. Unfortunately, it comes in tapped, but that's fine. We will go ahead and surveil. If the opponent lets us, and we see Ancient Cornucopia. It's not a land. It does ramp us. It does give us some life gain, but again, I think we want to hit our 4th land drop so we can play the Blossoming Tortoise, because next turn we are playing Awaken the Honor Dead. But then again, if the opponent doesn't do anything, I could see an argument for keeping Ancient Cornucopia, so let's do it. If the opponent plays a creature that we absolutely have to remove, then Awaken the Honor Dead is a good call. And again, if the opponent doesn't do anything, then we can play Ancient Cornucopia. So now I am glad that we kept it. So Boros colors, and this guy hasn't done anything yet, so pretty interesting. I really don't know what he's playing. Some flash creatures maybe. All right, I think this is Boros tokens. Create some Goblin tokens. The Frontline Rush. This was a decently popular card in Boros tokens when the Tarkir Dragon set came out. We're also playing with the dragon from the Tarkir Dragonstorm set. Ooh, Elspeth for double token generation. That is really good. We do have 4 mana right now because we have Ancient Cornucopia. So 1 more mana, which we draw, does give us access to Deadly Cover-Up. And for right now, we will go with Awaken the Honor Dead. Get to draw 3 life, or we get to gain 3 life from that, and we can blow up Elspeth. And then we still have Bitter Triumph available as well, so if he does happen to play another Elspeth this turn, we can go ahead and remove her. With a Get Lost, that's fine. Actually, if we draw another land, we can get Teval down, and I'm pretty sure we can equip the Dragonfire Blade, which will be really, really nice. Might want to consider wiping the board first. Opponent goes with the Jeskai option, so he will be creating a 1/1 hasty Goblin creature every turn. We do hit the land drop. It does come in tapped, which is unfortunate, but at the same time, I think that means that we can go with Deadly Cover-Up to wipe the board. Could also go with the Blossoming Tortoise just to mill some cards. That will fill up our graveyard a bit more, because right now we only have 1 card in the graveyard. You know what? Let's do it. We will go with the Blossoming Tortoise. We'll go ahead and gain some life for that. And we get to put a land on the battlefield. I think we have all of our colors, so I don't think it matters too much. And, I mean, we might as well crack the map token. Not much we can do for 1 mana right now. Rakshasa's Bargain, really good card as well, so we'll keep that one on top. And I think this turn might go ahead and wipe the board. Kind of hope he plays some more creatures out. He just goes with the battle menu. 3 mana left over. Opponent doesn't commit anything to the board right now. And yeah, we will go ahead and wipe the board. And honestly, I do want to get rid of Elspeth so we can get rid of these 2 cards. I know that is depleting our graveyard a little bit, but we can at least go ahead and remove Elspeth from his deck, which I think is a pretty important card for them. I would not be surprised if they played War Leader's Call. That's another pretty good card for them as well. The Moogle. For each creature you control, create a 1/1 Moogle token. Day of Judgment. So unfortunately, our Teval will not be able to survive that. The Dollmaker's Shop. He has Ultima. Quite a few board wipes. Innkeeper's Talent makes sense. The Windcrag Siege. A few more of those. Some Get Loss. No War Leader's Call, which is a little bit surprising. I think that would fit pretty good in this deck. So I'm happy to remove 1 more Elspeth from him. That is pretty nice. And I think next turn we do have 7 mana, so we'll go ahead and get down Ugin. Can go ahead and blow up his Windcrag Siege, and he really doesn't have much on the board right now. Could go ahead and remove that creature with Bitter Triumph, but maybe he plays a more important creature. It's just a land, and I mean, these Moogle's Valor is really not going to be doing much for him. So I think we got the opponent. I will pay 3 life. Our life total is getting on the lower side. That is true, but Ugin, we can gain 3 life. Yikes, I did not know that that gave them Indestructible. That's maybe my mistake. Should have read the card. Usually that does explain the card. But yeah, we'll go ahead and get rid of Windcrag Siege.
I grant you.
And then we will go ahead, draw a card, gain 3 life. We can play Starting Town. And, I mean, he could just create 4 more tokens that are copies. He does go after Ugin, which you absolutely love to see, so that does save our life total a little bit. 3. That is 5 mana then. Man, the Day of Judgment, that does make me sad. Could go Teval. It's another Windcrag Siege. Yikes, he goes with Jeskai. A land is really not what we need. Let's think about this. If we go Teval, we will gain 3 life from that, so we're up to 15. He can't target us with anything. Rakshasa's Bargain, I don't think that counts as a colorless spell, but I think we'll be able to survive for 1 turn. So we'll go ahead and cast it like that. Oh, I guess we cast it for its delve cost. We'll take Deadly Cover-Up, but then again, man, that is an instant speed. Maybe we'll go with the Extinguisher Battleship. I guess we will take Deadly Cover-Up. I guess I could have taken a land as well. 6 life, that is quite a bit. I'll get down Starting Town, and I am just going to gain 3 life to draw another land. We could play Ugin, and then we could exile 2 things from the opponent. We would lose 7 life from that, but then we can at least draw a card, gain 3 life, so lose 7, so we're losing 4 essentially. I think we will do that. Yes, I'm sure. So we will go ahead and exile these 7 cards from our graveyard. So we essentially get to cast Ugin for free. There's 2 of these exile effects on the stack. So yeah, we'll get rid of Windcrag Siege and this card right here. And I mean, he has these 2 cards in hand. This one would clear the board, which I would be happy about. This one would give his creatures indestructible, but he only has 3 1/1s. Well, I guess he creates the Moogle, which I'm not too scared about because we have a 6/6 lifelinker. So, yeah, that was a pretty nice game. And we see how nice it is casting a Ugin for free on game 1. Let's go GG. All right, guys, we get to go first. I mean, 3 mana. We do have Awaken the Honored Dead, Blossoming Tortoise, Ugin, and the Extinguisher Battleship. I think we'll keep it. Kind of an expensive hand, but I mean, we are going first, 3 lands. Can't complain about that. Opponent is playing... Ooh. Man, these lands always make me so scared because I think they play a green card, and then we know for sure they're playing Kona then. Look at the top 3, put one of them in your hand. So, yeah, they're trying to maybe get a Kona down and then play some absolutely crazy creatures. We do draw a Teval, which is really nice. We'll just pass the turn. I kind of hope we can find a land drop so we can go with the Blossoming Tortoise. Man, draw a land, but it comes in tapped, and we can't play Awaken the Honored Dead because it doesn't say you may destroy, it just says destroy target permanent. There is no permanent on the battlefield except for Awaken the Honored Dead, so it would just destroy itself. I have done that before, I will be honest. Do we see Kona come down? No, no Kona. Okay, that you like to see. So for sure, we'll go ahead and get down the Blossoming Tortoise. No blue mana, so I don't think we'll eat a counter spell. And we do get to mill a few cards, which is nice because we want them in the graveyard. It's 3 lands. I won't complain about that. Get the Surveil action, which is really nice. So what is on top? Do we want to keep it? I mean, I don't think we can say no to an Ugin. So now I'm not sure if he's playing Kona. He still might be digging for Kona. That is a possibility. Oh, I guess he's going to make us shuffle our library right now with Demo Field. I'm not too concerned about that because we do have an Ugin in hand, which is really nice. And then, I mean, next turn we could get down Teval. Probably just eats a removal spell. That is fine. Let's take action. Pull an island out of the deck because we have all of our colors. 2 black, 3 black, 2 green, 3 green. Yeah, we're good. We're sitting pretty. Bunch of blue. So opponent up to 5 mana. They go with a Zombify. I mean, it's fine. Can go ahead and wipe the board this turn. Alright, we can actually just blow him up with Awaken the Honored Dead. Teval is nice, but I still think we want to mill a few cards first. So yeah, we will go with Awaken the Honored Dead. And then we can get rid of your Summon Bahamut. And then I kind of hope you don't have another Zombify. Just because I would like to mill a few cards, just so Teval can maybe use them for our Delve mechanic, and it looks like he was hovering over his graveyard for a second. So, yeah, he's going to go with another Zombify that, I mean, it is what it is. We'll just blow up the board. I kind of hope we draw a land so we could go Ugin. We don't. And again, I know this is a little bit counterintuitive, but We will go ahead and exile those just so we can get rid of his Zombify. Just to take a peek at his hand. And, I mean, he is down 2 Zombifies. I still think we take that card. Yeah, so some pretty expensive creatures that can get rid of Ugin, which is unfortunate. 2 more Zombifies. He is playing Arden, so we need to be careful of that. We see the Jumbo Cactar, and indeed, he is playing Kona. So, yeah. At least he has no more Zombifies. 2, 4, even though he is up to 6 mana. Ooh, that is 7 right there. Unfortunately, Sire of 7 Deaths. We cannot exile him because he is colorless. And he does get to put all lands back onto the battlefield, so he can play kind of any creature he wants. And he is going to station that one. Oh, come on, deck. We really need to draw a land. So yeah, here's Teval. 4 cards. So we could cast a 5 mana card for free. It's probably just going to blow up Teval. Punch in for 11. Maybe I should have removed Lumra. He's going to blow up our land. That I'm actually really happy about because I will float some mana right there. And I believe we still have a black source that we can take out. So... And then we can go with Shoot the Sheriff. He probably blows up our Teval, but that's fine. Do need to use this mana right now because the floating mana does, of course, disappear when we go on to the next phase. We do lose life. Didn't have to use the Delve cost. That is just part of Teval's text. Yeah, he goes with Bitter Triumph himself. Let's see, what does this one say? Pay 2 life, sacrifice a creature. You draw cards equal to its power. He could have actually done that. I'm actually really happy he played the Vaultborn Tyrant deck. Can I please draw a untapped land? That's what we need right now. That is what we need. Untapped land off the top. I would be very grateful. Two, 4, 6. How many cards do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can actually play Teval, and then we can delve and play Ugin then, which is really nice. Not sure why he's double doing that. So yeah, we will do it like that. Again, we missed the land drop, but guys, check this out. We can play Ugin for free, which is really nice. Gonna go ahead and delve, get rid of these 7 cards. Only 6 cards needed. I guess so. Not sure. Oh, yeah, because we had... Yeah, we're up to 6 mana, and Teval costs 5. I sometimes think he costs 6 mana, so... We'll go ahead and exile your dinosaur. And then we can go ahead and gain 3 life. Draw a card. Shoot the Sheriff is really nice. Stab. -2 is not going to do much to us. Of course, Sire of 7 Deaths does have first strike, so... I guess we can pay... some life to get rid of Sire of 7 Deaths. Draw cards equal to its power. Activate only as a sorcery. Oh, he is going to remove Lumra. That, I guess, is fine. Again, he gets all those lands. That's crazy. How many lands do he have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he still can play, man, Sire of 7 Deaths. That is annoying. Do we have some cards to exile? We do too. So we can clear the board. We can clear the board. And then we can punch in for 6. Does he have some Planeswalker removal? I mean, that's not removing Ugin, so I'm definitely not going to block your Restless Cottage, even though I would gain 6 life. But nah, you can have 4 damage all day, buddy. and tap that one, so you can't do that. He does get rid of it from our graveyard, which is pretty smart. Can this add black? It can. Stab. Target creature gets -2. He actually has the Bitter Triumph. That's kind of crazy. I don't get why he didn't remove Teval from our graveyard then. So, sequencing, but it's fine. So, what do we want to do? We, again, missed a land drop, so I think I'll go ahead, gain 3 life, draw a card. Bitter Triumph is really nice, so we have 1 removal spell available to us. So we'll go ahead and blow that one up, and then we will just pass the turn. Man, not hitting our land drops, that is kind of killing us a little tiny bit. So he has no more Zombifies, which is really nice, but I mean, opponent just has so many lands right now that he can kind of play anything from his deck, which is a little tiny bit unfortunate, but we do have some removal cards. He doesn't really have any hasty creatures. Sacrifice this creature and return a creature or spacecraft from your graveyard. So he does have a lot of Zombifies, essentially. I guess he pulls back Summon Bahamut. Or no, I guess he gets... I hope he pulls back Arden. So we're going to put a stop right there. Yeah, he's going to want to pull back Arden. Little tiny bit of a mistake, because we can just go ahead and remove this one before he goes to attack steps. Adding some colorless mana. I guess he's going to transform the Restless Cottage. Again, that doesn't take out our Ugin, so I'm not too concerned about that. At the beginning of combat, yeah, so we are going to do this right now. We're just going to shoot the Sheriff and destroy this creature. Go ahead and hit spacebar to confirm that. You don't need that creature, buddy. Opponent does only have 17 cards in library. So he does get rid of Teval again. Or not again. He just pulls another card from a graveyard. Honestly, with Ugin, I might add 3 mana. Kind of upset that I haven't been drawing lands just so we can blow that land up. We do get to mill 3 cards, which is pretty nice, but at the same time, is it Hedge Maze? We do find the land, so let's go ahead and see what's on top. That will be land number 8. I don't think we need that one. We are up to a 42% chance to draw a land. So I think with Ugin, we have 6. That would add 3, so it'd be up to 9. So we'd have just 1 mana left over. Part of me wants to get down the Extinguisher Battleship. But, I mean, we'll keep our life total high. We'll go ahead and draw a card. It's just another land. So Bitter Triumph. Probably going to have to get rid of the Sire of 7 Deaths. Opponent might create a fish token right now. No, he's just going to draw a card. I mean, you are running a little tiny bit low. I should have maybe paid a bit more attention to some of these cards. The Seed Ship, Brood Tender, and where is it? Yeah, the Bloodheart Engine. Because he might be able to find quite a few of those and go with like a double reanimation. He just goes with the Sire. Opponent is down to 15. What can we return with this? Creature or land. Again, Ugin lives, so that's fine. Probably takes Deadly Cover-Up. That is the smart choice. And I think I'm going to blow up this land. It's kind of starting to annoy me. Big Bap. Foolish. I don't get why the opponent isn't ripping some of these Resentful Revelations. I don't think he's going to use this ability where you draw cards equal to the sacrifice creature's power. Goes with Assassin Trophy to destroy a permanent. He's getting rid of Awaken the Honored Dead. That's fine. I mean, we get to pull a creature or a land back. I mean, yeah, we would get a land, but that's not the most important thing. So I think a little bit of a wasted Assassin's Trophy right there. We even get to get a land out of our deck. We have none, so that is a little bit unfortunate, but It's all good. We will go ahead. We do have to pay 10 life for this. You know what? We're going to discard a card. Yeah, I'm sure we'll get rid of the Undercity Sewers. Pay 7 life. You got it. You got it, boss. So we are all tapped out right now. So, I mean, if the opponent does find his... what is it? With Resentful Revelation, if he does find one of these reanimation cards, like the Siege Ship Brood Tender, he can pull back his Arden, and then Arden can get the Galta, for instance, or the Cactar. Oh, I guess he doesn't have the Cactar in the graveyard yet, so... draw a card. We missed a land drop again. I guess I will do it. We'll go ahead, gain 3 life, draw a card. This is only sorcery speed, right? Yeah. And it does cost 7 mana. I mean, I think he probably found every single land in his deck. We found our own Restless Cottage. That's pretty funny. And yeah, that's kind of all we can do for right now. Playing another Ugin wouldn't really do anything. Playing Dragonfire Blade, not really able to do anything either. So yeah, I think we just passed the turn. And yeah, this is turning into a absolute slugfest. Opponent down to 15 cards in library. He's going to draw another card. Kind of wild. Opponent has 18 mana. That is absolutely crazy. That Lumra, really good card to pull back. So opponent does transform his Restless Cottage. I also really like how much loyalty Ugin comes in with. Comes in with 7 loyalty. I mean, this card has attacked us so often each turn. Ugin with his +2 is also really, really nice. We will go ahead and pass.
I must formulate a new plan.
Yeah, we do need to formulate a new plan because this is getting a little bit concerning. I mean, he hasn't done any reanimation before attack steps. Attack steps are already over. He is tapping very carefully. So 7 mana right there. That's fine. Draw a card, mill 2 cards. So opponent's down to 10 cards in library. Oh, and he finds another Restless Cottage. Kind of annoying. He could transform both of them and then deal 8 damage to Ugin. And we just draw a land. That's really not what we want. Guys, I'm so nervous he has the... that he might have the... yeah, reanimation spell. And there's really not much we can do about it. We have no more kill spells, or at least we're not drawing any of them. So, Extinguisher Battleship, we will go ahead and blow up your Restless Cottage. So that at least gets rid of one of them. Is he considering his own demo field on our Restless Cottage? He's drawing a card, man. This guy, living on the edge. Living on the edge. If we find a Teval, we do have a decent number of cards in our library. It's more the protection, because all of his spells so far are monocolored. Summon Bahamut, I don't know how that works. He is technically colorless. But yeah, Bitter Triumph, Stab, and just Bitter Triumph. But I think that is all. Yeah, so he has no more Bitter Triumph, so we don't need to worry about that one. Assassin's Trophy, that is a multicolored spell. Yeah, and there's the removal. So, yeah, opponent did get us. He brings back Arden, and then Arden probably brings back Sire of 7 Deaths, or probably summon Bahamut. And then, yeah, we can't really do much. At least it's not the Cactar just yet. At least I don't think that is. He chooses to get back Lumra. Oh, next turn he does have the Cactar if he has a reanimation. He's down to just 4 cards in his library, though. How many more of these reanimation spells does he play? So it's 2 Brood Heart Tenders. Wait, 1, 2, 3 Broodheart Tenders, 4 Zombifies, and 1 Siege Ship. That's 6? 4? That's 7. 7? No, 8, right? Virtue of Persistence, I don't really care about. You don't have any hasty creatures. But you just pull back Arden. Oh, wait, but we can exile 2 things. Okay, yeah. So here comes Ugin, and we will exile Arden. You don't need that card anymore. Trust me, buddy. And then we will play Dragonfire Blade.
Success.
I guess this one is just a 5/5 right now. Why? Okay. We for sure will... Yeah, we're just playing Dragonfire Blade, so there's no way you're getting Virtue of Persistence back. No way you get that Virtue of Persistence. And what else do you still have in your library? I mean, we are down to 11, so life total is getting kind of low.
One step in the stratagem.
Adding 3 mana won't do anything, so for sure we're going to gain 3 life and draw a card. Bitter Triumph is an amazing pickup, so we can destroy his Lumra.
My plan bears.
Did he find... Oh, I guess he brought it back with the Lumra. Man, this creature's so annoying. But opponent has just 2 cards in his library. He's going to transform the Restless Cottage, so he can punch in for 8. Does he go after our Ugin, though? Because we do gain 3 life off that each turn, so that kind of offsets one of these. Does he send everyone after Ugin? I think no matter what, we're going to blow up Lumra, of course. He does go after our life total. Interesting, interesting. You know what we could do? We could actually maybe blow up one of these Restless Cottages, and then with Ugin next turn, just exile this guy, because I think we probably will play another Ugin. Maybe draw a card, gain 3 life. But then we are up to 11 loyalty. Oh my gosh. Guys, I did not mean to pass 2 attack steps that quickly. Oh, did that just cost me the game? I think that may have just cost me the game. No. We have 10. We can blow one of these up next turn. Gonna station. That's just gonna add mana for however many creatures you have. That's really not important right now. 3 cards in hand, 2 in the library. I don't think he's playing these anymore. He's not gonna activate this ability. Is it Kona in the graveyard? Yeah, there's 1 Kona in the graveyard. He does play another Virtue. I'm fine with that. So it's our turn. We're not using Bitter Triumph. I 100% did not mean to do that. So with Ugin, we will gain 3 life and draw a card. Ooh, Deadly Cover-Up is pretty nice, but I think we're going with Ugin. Yes, I'm sure. I am sure. Get a double exile, so get rid of Lumra finally, and get rid of your Virtue of Persistence.
Preparation.
And then Bitter Triumph can destroy 1 of these Restless Cottages.
I grant you a boon.
We'll keep this one. Rakshasa's Bargain, I don't think is what we're doing. I think we're gaining 3 life and drawing a card. Teval is really nice. Can use him as a life linking... A life link. Yeah, it is life link. That just sounded weird for a second. Opponent with 2 cards in library. He's creating the fish token, so that deals 6 damage, so that's actually pretty smart. That is pretty smart. Sacrifice, search for a basic land. If one of those is a basic, I would laugh so hard. Yeah, no more lands in this opponent's deck. Maybe there is. I think it says you may, right? Can we live 2 more turns? Next turn, we're getting Teval down. Can use our own Restless Cottage to block. I think we get rid of Deadly Cover-Up. Yeah, that one becomes a 4/4. That's fine. That one becomes a 4/4. That's fine. I think we're discarding Deadly Cover-Up. Rakshasa's Bargain. What is still in my deck? Let me check what's still in my deck. We have a Sire. Ugin. We have no more kill spells. So this is literally our last kill spell. Alright, I'm just going to do this now before I forget. We will discard a card. Get rid of the Restless Cottage. And discard Rakshasa's Bargain. I think we got the opponent, because I don't think he has any more kill spells. He could have Assassin's Trophy. How many of those have we seen? Assassin's Trophy does get around Dragonfire Blade. I'm so nervous, guys. Can we need to survive one more turn, because next turn he draws a card. So it goes into our turn. So the opponent literally gets one more turn. Valgavoth. Lifelinking Flyer. We just draw a land. So we will draw a card. It's just a land. Could wipe the board.
Focus. Breathe.
How many Restless Cottages does he have? I think he only has one. I think we actually got him, because we will wipe the board. Oh, and then we can actually take a peek into what is in his hand as well. So, how much? We have 11, and we need 4 for this. Yeah, for sure. I would want to play Teval, but I'm just so worried he has an Assassin's thingamajig. So let's go for a Deadly Cover-Up, and we'll get rid of... I think we just need to get rid of Rakshasa's Bargain. And I think I will get rid of... I should have paid attention in the beginning when I did this. Oh, wait, I can actually... I have this tracker that's tracking what the opponent... no, it doesn't track exactly what they have. It just shows everything. We got there in the end. Man, that was an absolute slugfest. I think the card to get rid of would be... I think it would be Assassin's Trophy, because I don't remember the first time I took a peek at this guy's entire library. I don't remember how many kill spells he's playing, because we see from this, we see 1 Bitter Triumph, 1 Stab, 2 Bitter Triumphs, 2 Stabs, 3, 4 Bitter Triumphs. So that's all his Bitter Triumphs. I guess technically he could have 2 Stabs in his hand. That would put Restless Cottage down to a 0/0, but we do have 5 life. And his Fountainport is all tapped out. How much? 1, 2, 3, 4? 4. I don't get why his Fountainport's tapped, because he needed to create the fish token. Guys, this was such a slugfest, but we were actually able to mill him out in the end. That is how we were going to win. I think the opponent saw the writing on the wall. I don't think he had any more reanimation spells. I think he had 7 or 8, which is a lot for that deck. I was just worried about the Assassin's Trophy. That's why I didn't want to play Teval, because if we equip the Dragonfire Blade to him, this honestly is one of the few cards. It's not monocolored. Destroy target permanent and opponent controls. So he would be able to remove Teval. So that's why I do really think playing Deadly Cover-Up is the way to go. I don't mind exiling cards from our hand, because we're not going to be doing any delving with Teval anyway. And I think the card we would choose, I think it would be the Assassin's Trophy. But I think in the beginning of the game, the first time I did this, I should have maybe taken note of how many reanimation spells he's playing and how many kill spells he's playing, because if we knew the first time that we did Deadly Cover-Up that he's only playing 1 Assassin's Trophy, then I think we could have gone with Teval and equipped the Dragonfire Blade. But anyways, guys, we got there. Absolute slugfest. Sky with his Restless Cottage made it kind of annoying, but we kept up just enough mana to transform our own Restless Cottage as well. So we have a fair block right there, a trade even. And, I mean, if he did create the fish token, he's only dealing 1 damage to us. So, wow, that was a insane game. Really long game, but GG. All right, guys, opponent goes first. We have 4 lands in hand, which is pretty nice. Awaken the Honor Dead can be some removal if need be, which for a second it was looking like it. Surveil, I will keep a Deadly Cover-Up on top, just in case he is playing that Chocobo Landfall deck, even though we're not seeing that right now. So, Interesting. Could be Kona, of course, on turn 4. What are other possibilities? Could be the Famished World Sire. But there, you'd think they'd want to ramp a little bit more. Oh, it is the landfall deck. Okay, so for sure we will just go ahead and blow this creature up right away. Don't want them playing cards from the top. Don't want them getting double landfall triggers. And next turn we do have the Tortoise coming down, which is really nice. Do have 2 green right there. So yeah, we have the Tortoise coming down. Hopefully will ramp us a little bit. We'll also mill some cards. Chapter 2 is going to mill some cards. There is the Hydra, so please don't be a crack land. No crack land, so that's good. Ooh, another Awaken the Honor Dead. Ooh, Teval is a really nice draw as well. Could go for Blossoming Tortoise. He might have a Snakeskin Veil, so I think I'm going to do it. Yeah, because there is a stick right there, so I considered playing Awaken the Honor Dead, but if he does have a Snakeskin Veil, would be a little tiny bit of a blowout for us, because the Mossborn Hydra would grow. And we will put this one on the battlefield. So we have 5 mana next turn, which is really nice. Can go for a Deadly Cover-Up and just completely remove the Mossborn Hydra. But he could also play the Order. I forgot what that called. I think it's called like Order of something, where they give their creature +1, and then if it has 3 or more counters, they get 2 more lands. If he has that, he does just win the game, because this deck is just absolutely insane like that. Opponent has a fight spell, hard-hitting questions, that's fine. He cracks Evolving Wild, so that does push the Hydra up to a 8/8. He has 2 mana left over. I think the Ordeal costs 3, so... And I think one of those cards is a protection spell. Oh, if it is a protection spell that doesn't give them indestructible, then we are sitting so pretty right now. For sure, we'll go ahead and discard Breeding Pool. We will pull back our Teval, and we will go ahead and play him next turn. But I have a feeling that the opponent is going to go bye-bye. 6 mana. We'll just get rid of the Extinguisher Battleship. 1 mana indestructible. In green, I don't think that exists in standard right now. And yeah, unfortunately the opponent gave it up. Oh guys, it's so hard to have Teval put in a lot of work, because yeah, you either need to blow up the board and the opponents give it up, or the opponents are just so aggressive that you can't really use his ability of whenever you cast spells, you lose life equal to its cost. But yeah, we were going to wipe the board right now, and then next turn we do have 6 mana available, so we could play Teval and then equip the Dragonfire Blade for 1. This guy's playing mono green, so his hard-hitting questions would not be able to target us, and then we would have an 8/8 flyer. Of course, he does have the Mossborn Hydra, but we are going to remove that from his deck with Deadly Cover-Up. So we definitely got the opponent there. And again, we're going to say, keep your backhand strong and say, landfall this, baby. Bap. Get him out of here. GG. All right, guys, we get to go first. Dragonfire Blade into Awaken the Honor Dead and a Rakshasa's Bargain. We'll try it. Can get a starting town on turn 1. Colorless mana. We actually don't need to pay any life for that, which is really nice for us. Opponent with a Lush Portico, and we draw Teval, which is really nice. So yeah, hopefully... Wow, I was going to say, hopefully the opponent plays a creature next turn. We can go with Fountainport into Awaken the Honor Dead, but this is a 3-colored spell, so... Ooh, but ask and you shall receive. I definitely will pay the 1 for that. Opponent has just gotten rid of 2 land cards so far. I think Fountainport into Rakshasa's Bargain will be our next turn. Opponent with the Dredger's Insight. Oh, and they are a Unideck. Playing with the 3 Blind Mice, that's an interesting enchantment to get back. I wonder if they're going to try and go infinite with it. Extinguisher Battleship could be really nice. Deal, well, 4 damage to everything. Una does, of course, have 5 HP. mill some cards, that's fine. And yeah, next turn we definitely will look for a land, just so we can get Teval down. Could consider holding... Well, he might want to play Yuna next turn. How do we do this? Because Deadly Cover-Up could actually go really hard if we get rid of Yuna. Then we can completely remove it from his deck. I think that's actually what we probably will end up going for. So I think with Awaken the Honored Dead, we may discard a card. We'll see what we draw with Rakshasa's Bargain. We'll probably discard a land, and then we can return the Blossoming Tortoise, and then we can go ahead and play that. So that's pretty nice. Oh, the opponent even gets rid of Yuna right now. Okay, well then I think we have to go for Deadly Cover-Up. So we're going to pass. Before it's our turn, we will go ahead and... Wow, we did not find a land there. That's actually kind of crazy. Oh, I don't know what to take then. I guess another Deadly Cover-Up. Oh, and we hit the land drop, but it of course comes in tap. Wait, we can return a land card as well. So we'll drop off Starting Town, and then we will pull back the Gloomlake Verge. So everything is going according to plan. We'll go with a Deadly Cover-Up. And we can exile just one Ugin, keep the other cards for Teval, and then we will 100%... I mean, Summon Bahamut's a problem as well, but Yuna, bigger problem right now. He had one in his hand, Get Lost, can destroy an enchantment, which we don't have right now. So next turn, we know he's playing Summon Fenrir. And he would have one card off the top, which we know is Fear of Missing Out. So hopefully we would draw a land off the top, then we could go Teval and equip the Dragonfire Blade. And I think we would be sitting pretty because, I mean, Get Lost, monocolored removal. Summon Bahamut. I'm actually not sure how this works. This is a colorless card, and you do get to destroy... I guess technically Summon Bahamut does get around the Dragonfire Blade as well, but man, we were looking so good with that Deadly Cover-Up right there, getting rid of Yuna. That's kind of their whole game plan. So, Koala Song, GG. Alright guys, we get to go first. Bitter Triumph, Shoot the Sheriff, can hopefully keep the board clear for a little while. Ramp a little bit with the Ancient Cornucopia will also help with the life gain, which is really nice. Ooh, especially if we're playing against a creature heavy deck. Do we just remove this one right away? Let's do it. I don't want him surveilling or doing anything like that, so get that creature out of here. Don't think the opponent was too happy about that one. No, he's still here, so that's good. Plays Breakout, so mana value 2 or less. Chooses the Wildfire Wickerfolk. Try and say that 5 times fast. Could remove that creature, but I still think we go with Ancient Cornucopia. Next turn could even get another one down, and then we'll get double life gain off these two, so that's pretty nice. And we will have 2 mana available then, so then we will have Bitter Triumph available. And this can tap to add 1 mana of any color, which also helps fix our colors. Not that we really need too many right now. So, yeah, things are looking pretty nice. Of course, that can change on a dime with Screaming Nemesis. So, I think we have to get rid of that creature. Awaken the Honored Dead, also a really good draw. I think we'll actually go with that one because we do gain 3 life off of that. And we can blow up the Screaming Nemesis. That's a nice, clean answer to it. And then, hopefully, we can find a land. Then Deadly Cover-Up will be available to us. Is this a pump spell? Coming right at our face. Is it another Screaming Nemesis? Ooh, that one he doesn't shock in. Here's another Screaming Nemesis, though. So we're down to 8. Teval is a nice draw. Aw, not the Dragonfire Blade, no. We will be able to get back Sire of 7 Deaths, though. We will take action for this. And then next turn, I guess we'll do it right now while he is all tapped out. Yikes, though. What do we do? I kind of want to keep all of these cards, but at the same time, I'm not sure I can take 3 more damage, so we will get rid of Screaming Nemesis. You know what? Let's do it on his turn. Let's see. I just hope he doesn't have a burn spell that he can then fling Screaming Nemesis at us with. So that's why I debated doing it while he was all tapped out. It's a fear of missing out. Draw a card, then discard. Okay, that doesn't activate the Delirium, which is nice. And that creature doesn't have haste. So right now we're taking 6 damage. Opponent does go to attack steps. Do we just take 6 damage right now? I don't think so. I think we go with Bitter Triumph. And honestly, I think we will get rid of Ugin. Just because Deadly Cover-Up can clear the board. We do gain 2 life off this, which is really nice. So there's a land from the opponent. I don't think he's playing with too many pump spells. I think we would have seen some of those by now. Fountainport is a nice draw. Discard a card and we get back a creature. Getting back Sire of 7 Deaths would be pretty nice. We have 5 mana right now, so we could clear the board. I think we'll do it. I think we'll get rid of that one. Can pull back Sire of 7 Deaths. And then we can go ahead and go with a Deadly Cover-Up. We've already seen 2 Screaming Nemesises, so maybe we get rid of Breakout. And it gains haste. Yeah, I think we'll do that. Can just go ahead and get rid of 1 Ugin. We will gain 2 life from this, so we're back up to 10. Could also get rid of a Fear of Missing Out, just because that one, you know, it does have Delirium, so maybe we'll take that one. Target creature, so they do play with a few pump spells and a Bushwhack. So 3 Fear of Missing Outs to take away. He still has 2 Screaming Nemesises. We see he has Overprotect. Target creature, if there are 4 more cards, put 2 counters. So interesting deck that the opponent's playing with. But yeah, we'll do it like that. Opponent doesn't really have too much. I don't really think they can answer Teval super easily. Just plays a land, so we know he doesn't have anything. So 2 lands in hand. Or sorry, not 2 lands, but a land and this card right here. Go ahead and gain 6 life from this. 3 from the first Ancient Cornucopia and 3 from the other one. And then we actually have 7 cards in graveyard, so let's absolutely go. Get rid of these. 7, and that is a Sire of 7 Deaths that we just cast for free. Of course, we do lose 7 life, so we're down to 9, but he just gets 1 card draw for turn, and really, I mean, his best top deck would be a Screaming Nemesis, but we've already seen 2 of them, and I mean, yeah, this is 13 damage, all of its lifelink right there. Starting town, no, we can actually use these to tap mana, change this one into a 4/4, so that's 17 damage right on the dot. So yeah, GG, big ups to Teval, really got us there. And yeah, you guys could see we were all tapped out for 5 mana, but we were still able to cast Sire of 7 Deaths thanks to some of our milling that we did earlier. So yeah, really good game right there, GG. Hey there, neighbor. Welcome to the post-game wrap, and today we looked at one of my favorite spirit dragons, and that's Teval, Arbiter of Virtue. For 5 mana, you get a flying, life-linking 6/6, which is really good, and spells you cast have Delve, such a good mechanic. We definitely saw in a few games that we're able to play some of our biggest, baddest creatures and planeswalkers absolutely for free. The turn that Teval comes down for 5 mana, if we have 7 cards in our graveyard, we can play a Sire of 7 Deaths for free by exiling 7 cards from our graveyard, or an Ugin, Eye of Storms, which, I mean, these creatures are just so good. Sire of 7 Deaths being the creature, Ugin, Eye of Storms, a planeswalker, of course. So yeah, that's really nice. I can't remember if we saw Extinguisher Battleship. I think it definitely entered in that one game that lasted, I think, close to 30 minutes, which was an absolute barn burner of a game. I know it wasn't super, we were really, you know, fighting to stay alive for the entire game, but that was a really fun one. And then, yeah, the rest of the deck is really just trying to control the board a little bit with a little bit of removal with Bitter Triumph and Shoot the Sheriff. Mass board wipe with Deadly Cover-Up, like I said, just to keep the board clean. And then Ancient Cornucopia for a little bit of ramp. Being able to tap it to add 1 mana of any color is really important because we are playing a 3-color deck, black, green, and blue. So that can be kind of hard to hit sometimes. Awaken the Honor Dead, you're not always able to play it on turn 3 because sometimes you have a Fountainport. Sometimes you have maybe just 2 lands that produce the exact same color. I guess you would need 2 Blooming Marshes and 1 Restless Cottage because then you're missing the blue source. So yeah, 3 colors is, you know, a little bit tricky to work with sometimes, but I think overall the land package does work quite well. Starting Town, of course, helps out a ton. And then, yeah, the Ancient Cornucopia, having it being able to produce mana of any color is really nice, but then also just being able to gain life whenever we cast a spell for turn equal to the color mana in the spell is really, really nice. So quite often we're able to gain 3 life. With Awaken the Honor Dead, we would gain 3 life there. Same with Rakshasa's Bargain, 3 different colors in the spell cost, so that's another 3 life that we could gain right there. And same with Teval. Arbiter of Virtue, 3 different colored mana in his color cost, so another way to gain 3 life, which is honestly a decent amount. Yeah, other than that, the Dragonfire Blade, I really like this. I'm not sure if we ever did get it equipped to Teval, but yeah, it just being 1 mana is really nice, and then having the equip cost of just being 1 if we were to target Teval is also really, really nice as well. So yeah, I can't remember because I did play this deck last night as well, if we actually got the Dragonfire Blade onto Teval, but if you do, then he does become an 8/8 with hexproof from monocolored spells. And as I went over in the deck intro, and as you just see from a lot of the games, so many of the targeted removal spells are just monocolored. There's really not many that could get around that. Of course, it doesn't give your creature indestructible, so a mass board wipe would of course get around it, and I believe it says from monocolored. I think if the opponent plays an Ugin, he is colorless, so I think that would be another way to get around the Dragonfire Blade. Same in that unit deck that we played just today, or we played against today. They had a summoned Bahamut, another colorless creature that they were hoping to reanimate. That can also get around the Dragonfire Blade as well. So yeah, maybe underperformed a little tiny bit, but I still really, really enjoy this card. I've included it in quite a few decks lately. Just because I do really like it. And like I said, if you are able to equip it just for 1 to Teval, that usually can ensure that he stays alive for a few turns at least. And I mean, it does pump him up to an 8/8. He has flying, so he can get around most creatures. And he has lifelink as well, so you would gain 8 life, which is really, really nice. So yeah, that's, you know, kind of the entire deck that we played with today. We have a pretty good mill package as well, with Bitter Triumph being able to drop off a card, Awaken the Honor Dead. This is a really good card, I think. For 3 mana, you get to destroy a non-land permanent, and I think I said it in one of the games, you really do need another permanent on the battlefield because it's not a may trigger. You have to destroy a target permanent on the battlefield that's a non-land. So if on turn 3 there is nothing on the board and you play Awaken the Honor Dead, it will target itself and destroy itself. So be careful with that. But then the chapter 2, being able to mill 3 cards, again, that helps Teval quite a bit. Also helps Deadly Cover-Up quite a bit as well. And if you do happen to mill a Blossoming Tortoise or Teval, or even Sire of 7 Deaths on his 3rd and final chapter, you may discard a card. And if we do that, we get to pull back a creature from the graveyard. So that is a way to, you know, just kind of help you find Teval as well, which is really nice. So yeah, overall, I think the deck works quite well. It's decently competitive. It's quite a bit of fun as well. I mean, I can't remember the last time I saw someone play a Teval, for instance. But yeah, like I said, I really enjoy this dragon. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the deck as well. If you made it this far into the video, please consider subscribing. It does help me out tremendously. Go ahead and leave a thumbs up and any comments down below of any decks or cards that you'd like to see me play in the future. But yeah, guys, I'm going to end it like I always end it. I love you guys. Peace out.